Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade
Shade
in
in
the
the
City.
City.
I am your girl, Treese.
It's Nels.
And today we are jumping into our favorite, your favorite. It's Love After the Lockup. Season 5, episode, is it 3 or 4?
Mm, I don't have that. I have the name of it.
Oh, it's episode 4, Dark Side of the Spoon. So, yes, if you haven't already, welcome, Shade Squad, and all of our new viewers. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that like button.
And that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's just jump right into it. It's foolishness. And I got to read somebody's mama fulfilled. Let's get into it and let's get shaded. Melissa and Louie are sneaking out the house at their big age. Sneaking out of
She said
Donna's
they treating
house.
her like they treating them like high
Um,
schoolers. We're gonna act like it.
and they know Donna's gonna be upset. After they leave, Melissa then becomes concerned whether he may get in trouble or not. Okay, that's convenient. Then they talk about whether they're going to use protection. I was like, okay, he just that's neither here nor there. Fine, whatever. You do what you want to do. Y'all are big ages. You're grown. Okay. So they
Because you're
agree.
assuming he hasn't had sex in 10 years.
Right. They agree they don't need kids right now, but just to spite Donna, she would if Donna told them that they couldn't. And I was like, well, that's childish. So Melissa gets her and then I don't even want to get into that. Melissa gets the rag while she's in it. Okay.
He ran a stop sign.
He ran the stop sign. Thank you. Melissa says that it was probably 3 to 5 minutes. That's to be expected. The man's been away for a
She
while.
was expecting seconds.
Now, Louie has missed 12 calls from Donna the next morning. He lets her know that he's at a hotel. And Donna's upset, of course, that he left and wants to know what he'll do if his P and what he'll do if his PO wants to meet his mama. And then tells him there's an unmarked police car sitting outside. So
The
he reminds
manipulation.
right, he reminds her that he's the prisoner. And Melissa brings up how Donna talks to her, and he says that he wouldn't talk back to her dad if he
So
spoke to
accepted.
him like that, and thinks that she should let him handle his mom. And I was like, oh, okay. They want to meet with the PO so they can find out whether he can move to New Jersey. But Melissa is concerned if Debbie will allow it. Now, and Louis like, I'm grown. What the hell? Like, I don't need my mama. Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. By now we'd have had an argument about it.
What?
You being grown.
Right. So Melissa's taking Louis to see his PO. They're worried about being apart for more than 6 months. Well, she's more worried because she don't want him to be by himself because she knows that he was formerly a hoe, and she's concerned that being fresh out of jail and being apart, he will do what he does. And let me tell you something, Melissa, he could do that in New Jersey. So
He could have did it in jail.
right. Now she gets a call from her sister Allie as she was waiting in the car. He's off at the PO office when Donna pulls up literally um at her window. Now I feel like if this was Nels, this might have got live. I'm sorry. But she basically is sitting outside her window with a wooden spoon and a moo. Okay. Looking real crazy. So Melissa tells her, well, why don't you just sit and wait in the car if you're going to act like that? And I was like, I would never. I would never. Ma'am, please go back to your vehicle.
I wouldn't even acknowledge her.
Right.
Because I'm not, because I'm gonna try to respect my man's mom, so I'm not gonna curse her out, but I'm gonna turn on my music and act like I don't see her. You out here looking like a fool, got your moo and a wooden spoon, lady. I don't know you.
And you are not my mother. Okay. So Louis returns to find his mother in the car with Melissa and is obviously, thinks this is embarrassing AF. He reveals that he has a $150 fine he has to pay and $32 a month for 10 years, because that's how long he's on probation. And then, of course, they leave us on a cliffhanger on what's going to happen with him moving to New Jersey. And that will be interesting because that will probably determine whether we will see them again.
One thing I know Donna wasn't too happy about, he did find out that he had permission to go to the hotel for the week.
Right.
So all he has to do is check in with his PO. Donna ain't like that.
And it's really sad. She just needs to she needs to find her own piece of happiness. I'm not gonna say man, but happiness.
That better not would have said it. Sharae and Anthony. So Anthony finally shows up. Sharae is super excited. She has this whole itinerary plan for what they're going to be doing, and some chicken that his mom sent. He said he wants no parts of that, as well as the food. I don't want no part. Well, he said he don't want no parts of the chicken, and it sounds like he don't want no parts of the itinerary either. He's like, no.
You feel like he back in jail?
Yeah. So he changed his clothes. They hopped in the car. This girl got a notification on her phone about what time she was supposed to be feeding him. Like he's a bird or a dog or something. No,
I just got the haircut.
No, she had like when she said itinerary, she got it printed out. She got it in her phone. Alarms is going off. And I wonder if she put that, because he said he wanted to go out to eat. So I wonder if she just put, I don't know. But yeah, she lets him know that they are behind schedule, apparently. So he lets her know that it feels like, he's in jail with this itinerary mess, and really it's a turnoff. I ain't even trying to knock her down, and it turns me off.
Right.
Okay? So I don't know, maybe I was just under the impression that they were going out to eat or something by what
No, they went to Popeyes through the drive-thru.
Yeah, they went through Popeyes drive-thru. Clearly I was mistaken. So then she took him to go get his haircut in his old
hood. And that makes me question his mama chicken. Because I mean, if I'm just getting out of, you know what I'm saying? I think you want
a home cooked meal,
right? Home cooked meal. So the fact,
I don't know, because some people do like they like miss like certain places they used to go to, but it ain't going nowhere either. Right. Those places ain't going nowhere. Like your mom ain't
different. I'm like you. I would have been like, what's the Derek? I want a steak dinner. I want lobster. Right.
So then she took him to get his haircut in his old hood. He chopped it up with his old barber for a little bit. Then another alarm went off, that it was time to go to the hotel. Girl, shut these damn things off,
please.
So then she goes to sit in the car, and now she's talking about how nervous she is because she invited her ex to the party, but she already did it. So, she's not going to take it back. And really, she just wants to see her ex's reaction to her having a new man in her life.
Childish.
Absolutely childish.
And then Chelsea and Mikey. Now, Mikey seems to be very happy to be with Chelsea. He's sharing his hopes and dreams for the future. She basically lets him know if he goes back to jail that she'll leave his ass. Okay, now Trevor calls, and you can tell that he has like a decent relationship with Mikey, which I thought was cool. Chelsea says that she doesn't, and then she's like talking to him. And we learn that she's very insecure about her voice, so she can somewhat speak. But I guess because she can't hear how she sounds, it's like an insecurity, which makes sense. So they go to visit his sister. He says the last time he was there was when the police locked him up. As we know, he lost his mom a few weeks ago, and he's still struggling with not being able to be there for his sisters and, as their big brother, and obviously his mother passing away. And so he returns home. They embrace.
And could you imagine, like, just a few weeks, like,
had a few weeks, right?
Yeah.
So, he returns home to a warm greeting. He tells us Chelsea went down to mourn with the family when his mother passed away, which I thought was dope. And then the other sister shows up. It's just an emotional reunion. He goes into his mother's room and finds a card that she's left for him before her passing.
Well, she sent it, but I guess it got sent back.
Oh, it got sent back.
It was returned. Yeah.
And so he gets even more emotional. It was just emotional. And then Mikey wants Chelsea to stay in his mother's room. That's when things go left. And she's trying to explain that she's not comfortable staying in his deceased mother's room. And he begs her to try for one night. He said, if only for one night. And she says, no, they're going to a hotel. So he finally agrees. He tells his sisters that he's going to a hotel for the night, and they understand why, of course. And he tells her in the car he's looking forward to basically getting some rest and hopes to get some skins, you know. But
do he know?
Right. Although we know Chelsea isn't trying to get down with the get down. So he said he's been waiting 4 years. And so, you know, he kicks out the camera crew. And Chelsea's nervous and said she's going to sleep far away on the other side of the bed. She has no intentions on give him. She said,
It sounds like it's going to be 4 years in one day.
Huh?
I said it sounds like it's going to be 4 years in one day.
Well.
Andy and Brittany.
Oh, it's Nelson's favorite.
So Andy gets back to the room.
He's such a good father.
You so stupid. Andy gets back to the room. We know men are just not like that.
I'm just saying. You escaping.
So Andy gets back to the room, and it's clear that, you know, Brittany's upset. So he's like, you know, what's going on? And she lets him know that her and Gracie are arguing. And she really doesn't know how to fix it because Gracie's not being clear. And he basically told her that Gracie left and the situation is not good for her, so they need to pack up and go back home. And she said, absolutely not. She's like, basically, the role you're supposed to be playing in my life is a support system. And I don't feel like that's what you're doing. Right now, you're supposed to be helping us get closer and not telling me to go back home and leave her. And she said she's not leaving her choice up to a man, and she'll let him know the role that he plays in her life. So Brittany is just disgusted by his comments that he just made and completely understands why his daughters feel the way that they did.
Right.
But she let him know that she's not leaving without Gracie, and he doesn't have to stick around.
So okay, so sorry to interrupt you. I was so confused because she kept saying, I'm not leaving without Gracie. In my eyes, the game plan was never for Gracie to go back to Rome, Georgia with him.
It's not. It's just that I think she wants to hang out with Gracie before she leaves. And Gracie, so the only thing is, and I felt like this from the beginning, Gracie isn't clear about what she wants. Like, she'll catch an attitude, she'll get upset, but she's not verbalizing what it is she wants. Because I think earlier, you know, last episode, we saw where her mom reached out to her. She's like, hey, you know, I want to hang out, have a girls' day. Gracie's like, yeah, no, I'm not really feeling it because you feel like I'm always there for you, blah, 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 blah. And I don't like that. Okay, fine. You're in your feelings, right? But I guess, you know, she's still kind of like, hey, I'm about to leave and it's not that close to you. I'm still trying to hang out. What can I do to make you feel better? Like, you're upset right now. How can I make this better? Clearly, it's not by leaving to go to Rome. So she's still trying to hang out with her. And I don't know, I guess her and Gracie are like still back and forth, but I guess eventually Gracie decided to meet up. But yeah, she's really not clear on.
Okay, exactly, because I'm gonna be honest with you. This is one episode. I'd be like, if I was Andy, I would have got frustrated and left her ass. I'm actually caping for Andy.
You know what though? The only reason why, I'm not gonna lie, the only reason why I feel like Andy isn't supporting it or isn't like, hey, you know, we can stick around. For one, I have my son with me. So it'd be different if I'm by myself and I decide on my own, I'm going to just sit around doing some boring shit, like waiting outside of a establishment for you. You know what I'm saying? On top of that,
he act like they ain't at a hotel, like he can't turn on the TV. And
I was going to say, another thing is also me waiting around for you is costing me. It ain't costing you.
That part.
So I'm the one that has to.
But nah, he got it. Remember, he still owe her $700. Remember?
Exactly. And I don't believe the story about the freaking bank account. I don't believe that. So do you mean to tell me that you don't have any funds anywhere else? You just have one bank account. You ain't got no. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't believe that. I believe that he's low on funds. I believe that this situation is stressing him out because he's low on funds and he doesn't want to say.
And apparently he still allegedly had a wife at home that he was still married to while he was doing this. So yeah.
What, while
He was supposed to be leaving, divorcing. I don't know. They were separated, I guess.
oh, you know that don't mean nothing to me. If you separated,
You stupid.
that mean y'all ain't together. That means that y'all are just in your waiting period to actually get divorced.
So he gonna move you to the same trailer park he moves her?
Where else she gonna go? We done been through this. Where else she gonna go?
Okay, okay.
She gonna sleep in Gracie car?
Don't do that. That's true.
I can't. You said don't do that. That's true.
Gracie
so,
lived with her daddy who took care of her. I know he ain't letting her back in there.
so basically she let him know that he doesn't have to stick around. So he's like, all right, cool. So she told him that that definitely wouldn't be her reaction, but clearly he's self-absorbed. He said, you know what, I ain't gonna argue. So he decided to go outside. When he got outside, he got on the phone with his friend JR to basically tell JR that he was right.
Yeah.
While Brittany gets a text from Gracie letting her know that she's there. So she walked outside. She didn't say nothing. Act like she didn't even see this man.
Not a damn thing.
Okay, and hopped in the car and took off. So then he went to go, to his son's room, let him know that
This
they
was
were just
so
gonna hang
funny.
out.
Barry played the shit out of him.
He showed up to you. And look, Barry was, but I feel like Barry has done this more than once. He's done this more than once. He thinks this shit. I think
Barry thinks this shit is entertainment.
he does, but you know what? He be putting off at his daddy, like, yeah, I support you, just so he can get all the intel. Okay. So yes, he went over to Barry's room, lets him know that, I don't really know.
And Barry got a room to himself. He living his best life sitting up there. Look.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's like, I don't know what the plan is. I think we're gonna hang out here for just a little bit longer, because she took off without saying anything to me. So I don't know if she's coming back or not. He didn't tell him what led up to that though. So to give Barry any type of context. So when he leaves the room to go pack
You
up
don't
his
give a
room,
damn. You getting played.
when he leaves the room to go to his room and pack up, Barry calls his sister on FaceTime and let her know that she was right. She said, well, she got the money in her pocket right now. She probably about to go get high. And like I said, he got played. Well,
That part. I'm going to start. My notes say,
she's
joy makes
excited
my
about this
ass
one.
itch.
You said what?
Joy makes my ass itch. Okay. We're jumping into Joynomi, but we're going to call her Joy in Redd, right? So she plans to fly to Missouri to be there for Redd's release. Okay. She wants to go see a lawyer about Redd adopting Sway. In the meantime, she admits that she has no clue who Sway's father is. I thought we established that, but then it gets worse, right? Because I don't think we needed a number on it. Okay. We knew you were having one night stands. We wanted to hope. Bless her heart. So we're gonna pray.
I told you she was a pass around.
So she said that there's a possibility that there's 3 men that could be his father. And we also learned that Redd should have been out, 4 years, after 4 years or something like that.
What J. Cole say? You multiply that by how many?
Right. So he kept getting in fights, and he had to serve his whole 10 years. So she said no one ever asked her how she felt. And she was at home lonely and horny. So, what was she supposed to do?
The girl sounds like she always horny.
So they asked what will happen if, he legally adopts Sway, and what would happen if they were to just break up and part ways. And the lawyer lets them know that, it would just be a regular custody battle at that point, because technically that's his son. So she wants to protect her son at all costs. But then my notes say, but you're bringing a stranger into your home. Okay, girl. So she tells her sister that
Redd can't control himself.
Right. She tells her sister that Redd is aware there's 3 men that could be the father. And for that, she feels guilty and feels she needs to prove her loyalty. And maybe that's why she's making herself broke and going into, debt and destitution in order to prove her loyalty and love. In hopes that I'm done with her. And the fact that she's putting I'm more upset that she's putting her son through this. Okay.
I'm mad at the fact she's spending all this money on this man. She hardly she clearly.
It looked like she ain't got it.
But you have a whole child.
Right.
This is the priority, ma'am.
So then Joy is dropping off her child with her parents so she can go pick up Redd. And unfortunately, I don't believe in, letting your parents raise your kids. But in the circumstances of Joy, I would hope that she would leave that little boy there. I'm sorry. Okay. Until you figure out what you got going on with Redd, I don't think that, and I mean that for a lot of people on the show. Y'all know how I feel about these people.
Oh, so then you're okay with what Renika did?
What? No, she should have left him with her mama. She brought him with her. No. I am not okay with what Renika did.
No, she should have left him with her mama.
Right. She should have left them where they were stable, when her mama said, please leave them kids with me, she should have left them and chased Asanta's ass. I'm sorry. So anyway, and I mean, I ain't gonna get on Chelsea, but she probably need to be, worried about Trevor her damn self. And, I'm just, it's just the children of it all. It really makes upsets me. And so basically, she basically says she doesn't know Redd outside of a phone call. And now she has to do an 18-hour drive back to New Mexico after picking him up, and is, leaving her baby for a week. So of course she's emotional and feels like a terrible mother, as you should, because you're leaving for a man that you have never met in real life.
So what man, right, especially when it's locked up, that fantasizes and can't wait to see you, what man in jail has never seen you and doesn't care to?
No, remember, she said that she couldn't see him because he was always in the hole or on lockdown.
She can send pictures. He can request pictures.
Oh.
He don't care. He doesn't care because
I told you she made my ass itch. I started with that.
He doesn't care what she looks like because it's beneficial for him.
Look, I would be surprised if they make it out of the road trip. I don't think he's going to make it the 18 hours. I think that something will happen and they will end up going their separate ways before she even make it back.
So wait, the 18 hours is after she flies there?
She's going to fly there and then drive back 18 hours, is my understanding, and be in the car with him for 18 hours. And they've never been around each other. That's her first time meeting him. I don't think they're going to make it through 18 hours of driving. I don't.
Why don't they just fly back?
Because she had to pawn some shit just to do that. Because she ain't got it.
It still cost. Well, I guess maybe it costs more to fly back. What I'm about to do is be sitting up in a cage for 10 years and then sit up in a hot ass car for 18 hours too.
And then her sister drops her
I'd have been like Asanta and got somebody else with some money.
Look, and then this is what really pissed me off. So then her sister drops her off at the airport and her ungrateful ass walks off and don't hug her or nothing. Oh, evil ass. Oh, ungrateful ass, stupid ass. I'm done. I'm sorry. And that is my read. And that is our review.
That ungrateful ass.
Love After Lockup. Please, Shade Squad and our new viewers, if you have not already, please make sure you hit that like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
And make sure that you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, and the IG. And please, Shade Squad, don't be as stupid as Joy. And y'all make sure y'all have a very productive and intelligent week, okay? And don't be like these people that we're sitting here talking about. We love y'all, and we'll catch y'all next week for another review. Bye-bye.
Good night.